So I got this motor yesterday. Bought it off of eBay. Listing said 49 millimeter bore and 40.2 millimeter stroke, but I found out it's only 37 millimeter stroke, not a 40.2. Does have a steel sleeve. Don't mind all the port work I already did. There's all kinds of that wall. You can see it on the transfers. There's like a ton of work that can be done on them, but I'm not gonna mess with them. Because they're timed right about right. If I cut that lip off, it's gonna run like shit. But other than that, I like the iron sleeve idea. It is very bad. I don't even know if it'll seal right there. Right there. Pretty rough. If you rub your finger across it. Also, on the exhaust, some roughness. Sure to wear in, but it's pretty bad. The rest of the bore looks pretty clean. Just not right there. Terrible. See how it runs though. So I gotta do a lot of port work, case match, intake, exhaust. I should say muffler, whatever. What else? Does have a really nice 10-2 sprocket. I've gotten a few engines that this thing's all freaking wobbly. This one looks really good quality, I guess. Shouldn't have too much problem with that. Setting up the chain tension. The head it come with looks like one of them CNC heads, but it's casted. It's got some imperfections in it. Let's see if I can find it somewhere. I don't know. It's really bad mating surface, so I turned it down a little bit. I think I'm gonna do a better job. These threads were super boogered up, like really bad. I cleaned those out already. I don't even know if the spark plug would have went in, but this thing's heavy. It is some kind of Samger motor. I don't know what that means, but I do know it is not a 40.2 millimeter stroke, which is what they said. What else can I say about it? Crank bearings are pretty good. Piston sits on there, fits in the bore pretty good. The piston does. Oh, what is that thing? piston. I already shined the top up. This is really bad looking too. Cut a little bit off the skirt. Didn't want to do too much. Change the timing. Lots of gross. Guess that's probably from cutting on it, but look at that grease, oil. I don't know. We'll see. Seems like a decent engine. Casting's really rough, but I think it'll run good. Did come with this funky carb. I don't know if I'll use it. I'll probably use a speed carb. I got one that I really did some work on. I'll try and run that one. Rejet it. Intake. A lot of burrs in there. Not the greatest, not the worst. What else? Got the 2-bracket, whatever, chain tensioner. I don't use these things. I always put in the extra work to make it so you don't need a chain tensioner. Because if you have it the right tension, you don't need one. And it runs a lot smoother. Not so jerky. First time I ever seen a red cable CDI, whatever the fuck it is. I don't know. I think it came with everything. I haven't looked into it too much. I was just working on the motor, seeing the quality. Seems okay. Like I said, need some case matching. I got a couple of lines scribed. I'm gonna cut all that out of there. Must be an uneven case or crank sitting in there funky because one side needs to cut more than the other. But seems like a decent case, crank, whatever. Yeah. This intake was, or this exhaust had that lip there at the bottom. It was huge, all over the side, both sides and top. Cut most of it away. I didn't cut too much off the bottom because I didn't want them to interfere with the transfers too much. But them transfers, you can still see just how terrible it is. Wish you could see. Yeah, look at that. Look at that lip. Terrible. There's lots of boogers in there in these corners. Had to run file in there and dig them all out. There's chunks and stuff in there. Yeah, you can kind of see some right there. Chunks. It's always a good idea to take these things apart and clean them up, and ran a little wire brush in there to try and knock some of it loose. Seemed to do a pretty good job. Got this little bird on the side. Never seen one cylinder with that on there. Little bird motor, whatever it is. I don't know, it looks like a bird to me. Yep. Cool. Probably do an update video once I get it running. Other than that, time your motor, check see how it's going to run before you even run it. Like, comment, subscribe.